This is a video walkthrough for my UI design. So to start with, then I have a title screen here displaying the title of the game, which in this case is Racing Game. An indicator for how to start the game here, press enter, so the player knows obviously which key to press to start the game. Then I have a render of the in-game as the background to kind of just create a bit of more of an aesthetic for the game. And when you enter here, you enter the main menu with another render of the vehicle here. Cause I decided to use that kind of idea for the background because I researched into other games such as Forza, and they tend to do that sort of things in the backgrounds of their menus. So I thought I would also use that idea. And down here at the bottom left, we have an exit menu, which will bring you out of the game. And then we've got others such as start game, settings, and car selection. Now, as you can see here, when I hover over the buttons, they changed colour. This is to indicate obviously that the button is being hovered, and also when they're clicked, you can see the lines on the side change colour. So now going into the settings, I have another render for the background, but I have all the settings lined up here. Going into here, I have decided to change the background for these settings because obviously it's got the information displayed, and I don't want that to get lost in with the render in the back. So I just thought changing the background would make it a lot easier to read. So I've got all the controls listed out here for the player to read and understand. And then taking the display settings, I don't actually have any display settings working, but I do have the menu that you can open. In audio settings, I've got volume slider and a subtitles button, but it's a racing game, so there aren't really any things to subtitle. And then also when you're on the page of the button becomes disabled, so you can't select anymore. This is the same for all of them. And returning to the main menu, into the car selection. Same thing with the background. I didn't want the assets to get lost in with the render of the image, so I decided to give this a simple background again. Button on the left here is disabled because obviously there's no asset for it to switch to on the left, but the right one you can go. But this vehicle is currently locked, so I've disabled the select car button, so you can't select it. And then you can either return to the menu here, or you can select car, which also brings you back to the main menu. Now when I start the game, it will play some music, so I'll just kind of display the game a bit and then pause and explain what's been shown. Okay, as you could see there, I've got the HUD display up. So at the top left you can see obviously there's an indicator of which button to press to pause the game. This was also in the controls menu, so if the player did read that, they'd also understand, but it's easy to have it on the HUD as well, so the player always knows which button is to pause. And I've also got a mini map up which displays the whole track, so the player knows the layout of the track and where they're going. And then also at the bottom right here, I've got the speedometer, so the player knows how fast the car is moving. It's just a nice touch to add that most racing games have. I also have a kind of blur effect here behind the pause menu, which just helps the menu to stand out a bit more from the actual game. And then I don't actually have any save or load game functions in, so these buttons are disabled. But I do have the resume, which will take you back into the game, start the music up again. Then going into the settings, it's the same settings as the main menu, just in game, so you can change them from the game instead of having to go back into the main menu to change anything. I do have a render here of the vehicle, just a close up of it, but to help the text and information stand out from that, I included this box and just lowered the opacity of it, which just helps the words to stand out a bit more. And then just the same settings as before, just in game. And yeah, once you're on the menu, the button becomes disabled. And that is everything to show. Thank you very much for watching.